year, Rob Roy Academy takes part in a Cut-a-Thon, and it's for a wonderful, wonderful cause, and it's coming up. Well, it's coming up. When is it coming up, Pam? Is it this Thursday?
This Thursday.
This Thursday. Fantastic. And what you can get is you can get a haircut by one of the students for what? Just $5?
Correct.
Now we don't have a student working on my golden locks, right? I mean we've got Chelo back here, and Chelo, Pam, we'll get to the charity aspect again in a moment. But Chelo, let's delve into some of your credentials a little bit here. Now, how long have you been cutting hair?
I've been cutting hair for 8 years. I've been an instructor at Rob Roy for 3.5 years.
Okay, now how do you become an instructor at Rob Roy?
Well, first you have to get your master's after your apprentice, and then you have to be an instructor for about 3 years to then go for your instructor license.
Okay, now where do you get your master's in?
In barbering.
In barbering. Oh, that's very interesting. Tell me a little bit, Pam, about the people who come to Rob Roy Academy.
The students?
Yeah.
Actually, they're very diverse. They're a very diverse student population. Some know they want to be hairstylists and barbers from the time they're really little. Like myself, I knew I wanted to do this when I was 5. Others kind of stumble in it.
Now, you were kind of like just playing along and everything, but you really decided that it was going to be your career. Now, when you say some people just kind of stumble into it, they're looking for something. What's the average age?
Around 20.
20? Oh, all right. So young.
We do have some young, most of them are young, but we do have some older people. They've decided to switch careers, so they come to school for, after they've been working as a nurse or any other career, actually. And
I've got to tell you, I mean, it seems to me that it would be, it would be fascinating. Now, you have to, I'm guessing you have to be a people person, too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Is that a big part of it? Now, that's something you can't teach.
Correct. Being able to communicate and chat and get personal with people is, I think, a skill that you are born with.
Yeah. Now, what is, I mean, Chelo, when you're kind of instructing people, like if I was to walk in and, you know, I was the subject for one of your students, I don't know if you do this, it's like, you know, you have like new models come in, you have just people coming in just to have their hair worked on for it. Do you kind of like come up with, okay, here's the hairstyle that would fit this individual?
Yeah, well, you go by the shapes of the face, and you also go by what they have already. So if they have something, you know they like what they have, so you kind of want to touch it up, clean it up.
Right.
And give them what they want. Sometimes they want changes, a drastic change, and you just got to kind of go exactly where they want, but sometimes you can't, you got to do it your way. You can't give them exactly what they want. You got to touch them up in your way, and it comes out how they want it.
But is that where your creativity kind of comes into? Now, I mean, if somebody came in and asked you for something, you wouldn't say, yeah, and then give them something completely different. But do you ever try and steer them and say, geez, you know, this person would just look great if only they'd listen to me?
Yeah, you definitely have to talk them out of certain things because they'll want to look like Brad Pitt and they don't look nothing like So you have to change their mind a little bit.
Now, I'm curious, for a guy like me who, you know, unfortunately doesn't have as much hair as I did, you know, 15 or 20 years ago, what can you do? Because, guys, I'm thinking of you out there, and I know that a lot of you have the same question. What can you do, or what should you do to try and make it look as if you have as much hair as possible? Do you just say, or do you not try to do that? I mean, do you just try to say, it's time just to cut it all off?
Well, you don't want to tell them that because then it's going to cut your money off. So you have to just tell them to trim it up a little bit. You can't do much about, you know, doing surgery, doing implants, but you just make, you know, you give them that cut, you make them look good, they're not going to want to cut it off.
Because the worst to me seems to be the guys that you see walking down, boy, I hope this is, I'm not describing myself, but you see the guys walking down the street, and because they're losing their hair, they let it get way too long. And then I think that makes it look as if they have even less hair.
Yeah. So you got to talk them out of that.
Yeah.
You got to just trim them up, talk them out of trying to let their hair grow too much because you don't want them to have a big comb over either. You know, you want to keep it light. Even if you can see the head, it looks better than a big comb over.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, Pam, what's going to be happening on Thursday, and how do you raise money for the Cut-a-Thon?
We do haircuts for $5. The students do haircuts. They do manicures, pedicures. I believe they're even doing some waxing. But both the cosmetology clinic and the barber clinic will be open. And we also have a big cookout going on. So.
Nice. All right. So, and this is right here in Worcester. It's at all the Rob Roys, but right here in Worcester as well. Now, tell me a little bit about the cookout. That sounds like a lot of fun.
We all bring in stuff, and we just cook it up on the grill, and we don't charge for it, but we do appreciate donations.
Sure. Yeah. No. Absolutely. And it's for a great cause. Tell me a little bit about the money where the money goes from the cut-a-thon.
Actually, there's cosmetology schools across the country. They all join together and have this cut-a-thon to raise money for the Center for Missing and Exploited Children. I don't know how much you know about that center, but they pretty much started back in 1984, and they're a resource for education. So educating not only the public, but also parents and children about how to keep kids safe.
Boy, well, it's wonderful that Rob Roy is so involved with that particular charity. I mean, it is a very, very important one. So our $5, and I mean, what a bargain. And as you said, we can give more. But what a bargain. I love, though, this fact that everybody at the Rob Roy is kind of bringing things in for the barbecue. I mean, to me, that just makes it so much more special and shows the camaraderie that you all have than if you were just going out and, hiring someone to do it, for example.
We've actually been doing it all along. We start our fundraising usually in April. So different classes, our school is broken up into different classes, and they've been doing their own events as well. So we had a breakfast last week, an ice cream social the week before. And it's, basically it's us raising the money because we're all bringing something in and we're all buying something or donating for the ice cream sundae, so we're doing that as well as we started I don't know, you call it a flocking. We've been bringing birds.
Really?
You can pay to have us bring little pink flamingos into your friend's yard.
I've seen that somebody gets flocked and then you put them right in there. Now that's a great idea. So it's really a series of fundraisers, but this one is a great one for the public because let's face it, I mean, a $5 haircut is one heck of a great deal.
Absolutely, and if they want to spend double, they can get an instructor. Like Mr. Chelo.
All right, yeah, no, that's well worth it. Well, I'll tell you right now, that's terrific to be able to go in there and get to work on it. And again, it is happening this Thursday, so we look forward to people going and being part of it. Chelo, how long is the class? I mean, how long does it take you to turn somebody into a barber?
Well, school-wise, it takes 9 months full-time.
Yeah.
I think I can turn them into a student within a month.
Really? Really? No kidding. Is it something, though, because, see, I mean, my guess is that you can probably teach them the skill, but there's probably a lot of ability that, I mean, do you just have it or you don't have it?
Yeah, you can teach them a lot of that stuff, though. You get a lot of students that are real shy, and you get them into the school, and you break them out, and they become real professional on how to talk, and they become real good on breaking out of their shell and talking to people.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'll tell you what, you put me in that school and you're going to have some missing ears and a few other things as well. But I would trust that you could turn me into one. Hey, I want to see everybody out there on Thursday. Chelo, thank you so much for coming by, giving us a little demonstration here today. Pam, thank you for being here and telling us all about it. As always, thank you for being with us on the Hank Stolz Experience.